Cumulative effect of the insect stings is making you woozy. You don't know how much longer you can hold out. You swab the insect stings with the salve. They disappear right before your eyes. The repeated stinging drives you to the ground. You feel nothing at all. Okay. So I apparently don't want to do that. Let's use the shear to cut the pod. What am I... Oh. Oh. Done. You crush the yellow flowers in your hand. Somehow the action releases an incredible foul odor, stronger than anything you've ever encountered. The insects swarming around you quickly fly away from the horrible smell and keep a safe distance. Alright, there we go. You swab the insect stings and they disappear. Alright, now let's use that to cut the pod. You scramble over the web until you reach the pod. There you whip out the garden shear and start to hack away at the thick, sticky strands. After a few minutes, you expose the desiccated figure within. The smell of the imperfectly preserved body almost makes you ill. After quickly searching the remains and coming up empty, you return to the ledge. Well, I want to cut the pod. Okay, you scramble over the web until you get to the pod. There you whip out. Yeah, okay. After a few minutes, the golden staff, as well as the grisly ex-owner, are completely revealed. You grab the staff and make your way back to the relative safety of the ledge. Alright, so we got that. Why don't we push the corpse? You shelve the remains of an ancient traveler to one side. Underneath, you discover a patch of toadstools and a glowing arrow. Alright, we're going to take those. And I think that's all we have to do. So let's get the heck out of here. Alright. Let's save. I don't want to have to redo that again. Alright, let's talk to the Elf Prince. Okay. Where did he go? Where did who go? The Sartan, you know, Zifnat. Oh, Zifnat. I'm not sure. Sometimes he just gets so flustered that he leaves through the desk. Seeing you sure made him flustered for some reason. We'll all wait around for a while to see if he comes back. It's usually worth it if he does. Alright, tell me about this. You know what? Let's give the gold staff to the prince. Thank you, oh thank you. How did you manage to get it? Never mind. I know that you're a wizard, but you've done something that my people have tried to do for generations. First you saved my life, then you regained the golden staff. If there's anything I can do for you, just tell me. Now that I have the golden staff, she'll have to take me seriously as a fellow monarch. But even if I gain her respect with the staff, she still probably won't like me very much unless I can give her something nice, something as pretty as she is. Then once she's feeling kindly towards me, I need something to keep me from stumbling all over my words. I can never figure out anything to say. Alright, how about the blue flowers? Thank you, sir. I have the golden staff, so she'll have to take me seriously as a fellow monarch. These flowers are perfect to make her look kindly upon me, but I still need the right words to say. Otherwise, I'll start stammering and look foolish. I'll never get anywhere like that. Well, we have a poetry book. You give the final item to the prince and then offer a quick word of encouragement. He breathes deeply to bolster his courage and strides toward the princess, holding the staff out before him like a shield. The prince nervously sidles up to the princess. Her eyes open wide when she sees the object he holds, and she excitedly asks about it. He stammers an explanation, and she nods throughout, but it is obvious that he is losing her affection. He thrusts the bunch of blue flowers towards her. She gasps in astonishment, but smiles and accepts them. For the first time, you notice that she has a twinkle in her eye while looking at the prince. You sense that she is beginning to see the prince as something other than merely an elf or a prince, and more than a friend. Just from flowers, okay. She says nothing, however, and the silence begins to expand. The prince pulls out the book of poems and flips through it. He reads at random from a poem which speaks of a man's love for his favorite steed. When he realizes the poem's subject matter, he immediately stops and moves on to another. Instead of being insulted, the princess giggles softly at the prince's boyish attempts to enchant her. Soon he has found a heart-rending poem that actually brings tears to the eyes of the princess. At the end of the reading, she throws her arms around the prince and kisses him. He drops the book and returns the kiss. After a few minutes, a smiling prince wanders back to you. Okay, that was fast. It worked, all of it. She has agreed to consider my courtship, and I owe it all to you, my friend, more than I can ever repay. But I will try. I know that you have a request here, but I know not what it is. I will accompany you and help you as I can, and perhaps I can give you some fraction of the happiness you have given me. Okay, well, let's talk to her. Greetings, my prince explained that you are a friend of his, and that you helped bring us together. For that I am indebted to you. Would you mind doing me a favor? A favor? Certainly. What is it? Could you play a quick tune on that flute? Certainly. She pipes a quick tune on the silver flute that hangs around her neck. You can tell that she is very talented. The melody is light and intoxicating, but as she gets halfway through a change in key, she coughs and looks a little embarrassed. I'm sorry, this cough keeps me from playing for any length of time. Are you ill? I do have a slight cough, but it's nothing. I caught a chill in a downpour a little while ago. I'll get over it eventually, just now. It's not that bad. Okay. Would you accompany me somewhere? I need to use your golden sword for a task. Of course I'll help you. I can't imagine what task would require my golden sword. It's not much of a weapon. It's a symbol of leadership, but I'll be happy to accompany you. Alright. We've got some party members. I believe we are done here. So it's time to go back down to the Citadel. Alright, let's get out of here. It's gonna go about this thing. Alright, let's take the petals. Yeah, and the nut. And give it to this animal. You toss the nut up to the animal perched on the branch. A lightning-quick claw snatches the nut from the air. The animal tucks it close to his furry body, inserts two pointed talons into the hole in the shell, and exerts pressure. With a crack, the nut breaks open. The yellow petals stuffed inside the nut fly everywhere. One whiff makes the animal's nose wrinkle up. Evidently, this isn't how its favorite food is supposed to smell. It hurls the nut back at you. When it lands, the meat of the nut falls out right at your feet. Well, we're going to take that. And I believe we're done here. You stand outside the huge Sardan edifice. A wall surrounds it. There are no obvious doors, only the alcove to the south. Alright. The forest is unnaturally still. There are no sounds of birds or animals. There is no wind. A young dwarf girl is tied to a tree with the vines here. She looks desperate. You've got to get out of here. There are giants everywhere. They're hiding in the trees, just waiting for someone to walk into the forest so they can grab them, throw them against a very uncomfortable tree, and tie them up with vines. Leave before it's too late. Well... She takes the book from you and gently flips through it. As soon as she comes across the written music, her eyes brighten. This is incredible. It's music from the ancients. What an amazing find. Would you like me to play it? Yeah. Very well, just tell me when to stop. Now we have to use the shear to cut the vines. You slip next to the struggling dwarf and pull out the garden shear. The princess's melody appears to keep the giants at bay while you saw through the dwarf's bindings. The vines fall away just as the princess coughs and stops playing the flute. The forest erupts with the towering brutes, all racing toward you with murder in their eyeless faces. You grab the dwarf's hand and sprint off to the south. The crowded forest falls away, and when your party finally has reached the clearing, you notice that the giants have stopped following you. The dwarf girl gasps for breath. Her legs were obviously made for negotiating much shorter distances. After she recovers, she looks up at you. Naturally, you expect the small creature to overwhelm you with gratitude. Why did you rescue me? Because you were in trouble. Wow, you really helped me just because I needed help. That's so nice. I don't believe it. She wipes away a tear shaking down her sideburns. It's a custom among my people to give a favor in return for one, especially one as significant as saving a life. All you have to do is ask. Okay. That's fine. Of course, what do you want to talk about? Alright. Can you tell me anything about... No, I already know that. I don't care how she got captured. Do you know anything about a golden hammer? A golden hammer? I'm not sure. Wait, I think there's a golden hammer in the weapons vault. A few years ago there was a false alarm. We thought that the Titans were attacking, so the elders ordered the vault to be opened. Everyone took up weapons and headed towards the forest. At that point we realized we had been tricked. Some child got his rear tanned, and everyone went to replace their weapons. I was one of the first in the vault, and I noticed a golden hammer shoved way in the back. No one had taken it. I looked at it to find out why. The weight was all wrong, and I determined that it was actually forged of gold. Can you believe it? A soft metal like gold? One strong blow and the thing would flatten. I don't understand why anyone ever made such a useless weapon. Do you think you could get it for me? I don't think so. The only time the vault is open is in response to an attack by the giants. They never make exceptions. In fact, ever since the false alarm, they are more careful than ever to verify that the attack is genuine. They don't want dwarves harming themselves or others, either by accident or deliberately, by using these weapons. Some of them are very dangerous. Is there any other way? Absolutely not. Dwarves are masters at tunneling. We made the vault impossible to tunnel into by linking it with fire-hardened metals. There's no way unless it is opened. Could you ask if they can make an exception? The dwarf looks dubious. I could ask.